Hey everyone, Joe here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install all the drivers you'll need for Serato DJ and any hardware that you use in the club before you ever step into the DJ booth. That way you'll always be ready to go, your computer will have all the drivers it needs no matter what hardware is plugged into it, and you'll never have to see this screen. This is the last thing you want to see pop up in a DJ booth right before you're about to go on, especially if you're switching with another DJ. You also won't see this window unless you plug in the hardware, so this is going to be a way to install the drivers for hardware that you know you're going to use in a club but don't have access to right now. It's really easy and it just takes a couple of minutes, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do is quit Serato DJ and unplug any DJ hardware you might have hooked up to your computer. Then open a Finder window and go to whichever folder has your Serato DJ application. Usually it's the Applications folder. Go to Serato DJ, right-click, and click on Show Package Contents. Open Contents, Resources, and Packages. This folder has all the installer packages for all the audio drivers that you'll need. You can install all of them or just the ones that you know you're going to need. So if you work at a club that uses a Rain SL4 box, you can just install the driver for the Rain SL4 box. Now you might notice that for some of the hardware there are two different versions of drivers that you can choose from to install. I'm going to come back to that in just a minute to help you figure out which one you'll need to use. Just don't install both of them, you only need to install one. Now these are the drivers that came bundled with whatever version of Serato DJ you're using, but for the latest drivers you can go to Pioneer DJ's website and download them for free. Just go to Support and Software and Firmware Updates, and it'll show you all the firmware and driver updates available to all their current hardware. So in this example I'm using the DJing S9, so I'm going to click on that. And this page will have all available updates for that hardware. So it has the firmware update, which you should always run the latest version of the firmware, and then below that is the drivers. Now it has drivers for Windows, but since I'm on macOS, I'm going to be using the Mac drivers. Now as you can see, there are two different versions to choose from. This is the same reason why there are sometimes two different versions of drivers in the Serato DJ Packages folder. It depends on which version of macOS your computer is running. So if you're using El Capitan, Sierra, or High Sierra, download the newer version of the driver. If you're using macOS Yosemite, download the older driver instead. The same rules apply if you're installing from the Serato DJ Packages folder. If you're using a newer version of macOS, use the newer version of the driver. If you're using macOS Yosemite, use the older version of the driver. One of the advantages of downloading the drivers directly from Pioneer's website is you know you're getting the right version for your operating system, and you know that it's the latest version of the driver. The other advantage is that it includes an uninstaller just in case you need to remove the driver and install a fresh copy. Now the driver installation process itself is very straightforward and probably looks very familiar if you've ever installed anything on macOS before. If you're running High Sierra, you're going to notice one new thing, this pop-up right here. This is a new security measure that Apple added to High Sierra that prevents system extensions from being installed without your permission. But since you want to install them, click the Open Security Preferences button, and look towards the bottom of the window where it describes how it's blocking the extension, and click the Allow button. And that's it, you can close that window and the installer will finish installing the drivers. It may or may not ask you to restart your computer after it's finished. If it does, just restart and you're all set. Repeat this process for any and all other drivers you want to install. Now that your drivers are installed, you can plug in your DJ hardware and run Serato DJ. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have something DJ related you'd like to see me make a video about, be sure to leave it in a comment down below. And for more DJ videos, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.